Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to our 10-minute webinar series. Today we are introducing a brand new feature on Visual BACnet and a whole really new product line that's part of Visual BACnet. So I am joined by our VP of Product Management, Dan Ronald. Welcome.
Thank you, Monica.
So we're excited to talk through some of the new things that we have out there today. So let me just share my screen. Okay. All right. So Dan, can you tell us a little bit to get started this brand new site monitoring that we're launching? What is it, and how did we end up with this?
Yeah. So it's my pleasure today to introduce a new feature, or a significant new feature in our Visual BACnet toolset. So we've been working on this for a while, and it's basically site monitoring. So a lot of customers have been asking us. They're saying that telling us Visual BACnet is great for commissioning, and if I'm on site, I can capture and upload it and know if I have a problem. But can you guys do monitoring of a system once I have a building up and running? And so that's why we're introducing today Visual BACnet monitoring service. And what that does is that enables you to go out and on any one of the buildings that you're looking after, that you're responsible for maintaining, you can go and you can install a capture service. And this capture service will periodically upload to visualbacnet.com, and you can monitor your buildings.
So what you're saying, they don't have to sit there and click Wireshark on and wait for an hour and then click it off anymore.
Exactly. So a lot of customers have been asking us for a couple of things. So one is an easy way to do captures. So you don't we have a new capture tool we're introducing today. With this tool, you don't actually need to go in and install Wireshark on a computer. You can go take any Windows computer, put a new capture tool on it, and it avoids the need for Wireshark, and it avoids the need to know how to use it. It's really simple, and it can schedule periodic uploads to the cloud. We've also, and then we also have some brand new dashboards and things like that, and a new alerting service that'll tell you when you have a problem on your site.
So exciting. Okay, so what is the first thing that you are introducing to us today?
So the first thing we're introducing today is actually the concept of a site. So in Visual BACnet previously, you could go and you could create folders, you could upload captures, but we didn't have anything that actually tied together all of the captures from a given capture point other than a folder. Well, now we have the concept of a site. So you can, for any physical site you have, or for any capture point within a physical site, you can actually create a site within Visual BACnet. And then what this site is useful for is for linking the capture tool that you'll introduce onto the site to your account in the cloud. Every site has a unique API key, and you can use this API key. You pop it into the capture tool, as we'll show you in a minute, and it'll link it to your site and securely upload captures to Visual BACnet. All
right, so I'm just going to go in, and this is where those captures that you were talking about are going to show up.
So I'll just mention a couple things about this page. So over on the top right, you have a capture tool. So we'll show you this capture tool in a minute. You can use this button. It's a link to the capture tool. You can download it and install it on a Windows computer. And there we go. We're downloading the file. Next to it is the API key button. So if you click on that button, you can get the API key. Once the capture tool is installed, just simply cut and paste it, enter it into the tool, and now you have the cloud link set up for next time you upload.
Okay. All right. So let's go back here. So you talked a lot about this this whole idea of a capture tool.
Yeah. So
what does that mean?
So we're showing on the screen here the picture of the capture service. So like I said, there's no need to, so this you can go and install on any Windows computer. So typically would go on the BMS. There's no need to install Wireshark, and you can go and you can schedule captures for any time, and you can schedule reoccurring captures, and as I already mentioned, it's going to automatically upload to the Visual BACnet site. If we go to the next slide here, so what you can do is So these are a couple of the key pages within the capture tool. So there's one configuration page that you use to establish the link, and you're going to punch in the server address, pop in the API key. You can select whether you want to capture all traffic or only the BACnet traffic, and we'll filter it out. You can specify additional UDP port, and you select the interface on which you want to capture. Once you have this set up, then the next step is to schedule the capture. So you can go in and you can add a new schedule, and you can schedule on a daily basis, a weekly basis. Our recommendation is typically to schedule to capture for about an hour, and you can do it on a daily basis. So people who've been in beta have been doing it on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and then you can just let it run.
Okay, and do you have a recommendation of capturing all traffic or just BACnet traffic?
So, I mean, we would recommend typically just capturing BACnet traffic. Where all traffic would be useful would be, say, on like if you're worried about the influence of other traffic on your BACnet system, then I would go and because if you're worried about like broadcast storms or something like that on the network, then I would go and I would capture all traffic, and I would use that. But typically, probably BACnet only traffic would be good enough.
Okay, great, thank you. And what is the next thing that you're introducing to us today?
So it's the new site monitoring dashboard and alerting. So this is a kind of a preview of it. So for every capture upload, you still have a network health score. That's actually the key metric that you use to know if you have a problem. So if you have a significant degradation in the health score, you can configure the tool to alert you when you have that problem. We also have the ability to send out digest emails. So if you want, you can subscribe to a weekly email that'll basically give you the network health score for every capture during that week. You can also use this to any one of these captures. You can go back in time. You can see what the network health score was at any time in the past. You can go back and see like how many their devices there were on the network, what new devices got in, when there was new issues introduced to the network or onto the network, and you can kind of spot a lot of problems from within this view. And so some of the key value propositions here are that so you can, let's say you're bringing up a new building and it's under construction and the system's being commissioned, so you can watch and track the system as it gets commissioned. You can get alerted by email whenever the network health score changes. You can track exactly when problems are introduced into the system, and you can see what devices are added when. So these, among many other things, are some of the things you can do with the monitoring service.
So this is really a transition from troubleshooting in the moment to being able to have this run on the network for months even and not look at it, and then come in and when there is a problem, see when things have changed over time. Exactly,
yeah. So, and it should be able to allow you to deliver much greater value as part of a service contract to your customers, because now you can have kind of eyes and ears in the building at all times monitoring the health of this network.
Great. So this is our demo site here. What can you tell us about this, about the interface from what we're seeing here?
Yeah, so basically any one of, you can see at the bottom here, there's a series of captures. So they're tracked back over time, and none of them are actually automatically deleted. So you have a history of everything that's happened on this site. You can click on any one of these captures. You could actually download it again if you wanted to dive into it and bring it into Wireshark. You can see the network health score. You can look back over time, and if we go back, I don't know how long.
I think we have a month's worth in here, but maybe try a week.
That's true. It hasn't been. Yeah, so it's been running. So you can go one day. So yes, you can see on this one, it's being captured multiple times a day, and you can also click over to the options over here. So you can see here you're able to punch in an email address. You can set a threshold or a delta. So if the delta is if the network health score changes by a certain amount, I want to be notified by email about that change. I also want to know the threshold is if the network health score drops below 50 in this case, I want to be notified. And you can actually here turn on email notifications for the digest. So if I just set it to weekly, I'm going to get my email address a weekly digest of all captures that occurred during that week. So super simple, but very, very powerful in terms of now being able to be alerted based upon changes in the network health. You can also see here the API key. So you take that from this settings page and copy it into the capture tool for a site.
Perfect. I'm going to save that so I get a weekly update of this site. Great. And then if there's a specific one, say for example this one that dropped down to 81.
Yeah, so just like in Visual BACnet, you can click on View, you can dive in and you can start diagnosing the issues and spot all of the problems, or work to root cause what the issue was. So like in the standard Visual BACnet, click on any one of the checks, drill down, you even get as far as the packet level, and you can really kind of dive in and figure out what's going on.
But hopefully you don't have any problems in your network.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully it's all 100% all the time.
Yes.
Great. Well, I think unless you have anything else to add, those are all of our exciting new features. We've hit the 10-minute mark, but we are more than happy to answer questions. I know we've run through a lot of information here. So if you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the question box. In the meantime, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share now?
So yeah, we're excited to get people onto this service. One thing I'll mention is that so anyone now within the tool is going to be able to go and create a site, download the capture tool, use it. The site monitoring, the dashboards, the actual monitoring component needs to be enabled for a site. So right now that's done by talking to Monica. The way that that model works is that's actually kind of all you can eat for a given site. So you can, if you have the monitoring service enabled, you can capture and upload as many times as you want for a given site and monitor it. So we don't set any limits there. And the other thing I'll say is that over time we're going to be introducing more ways to capture. So we've had feedback that obviously that MSDP, there's a lot of issues on MSDP networks. It would be very useful to have like a way to capture on MSDP networks. So all I'll say is we're working on that. We have a tool in beta right now, and also the ability to just deploy Raspberry Pis or devices like that to a site, put them on a network switch, and upload to Visual BACnet. We also have something in the works similar to that.
Perfect. Well, you answered the one question that had come in.
Okay.
In that little response, so that's perfect. So yeah, lots more exciting new things coming out.
Yeah.
And we'll be sure to have more of these and share them with you. And in the meantime, as Dan mentioned, if you have any questions or you want to get started on any of this stuff, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on our next webinar.
Thank you.